Hey, so let's talk a little bit about the whole online ID thing that's happening right now all over the internet. From Facebook and YouTube, they're pushing this online identification. So they want your actual in person ID and all this personal data to upload so that they can verify your age. And it's a lot. But here's like I've been thinking about this from two perspective. Well, I've been thinking about it from one perspective, and there's like two things that like led me to this conclusion, and it's very weird. It's kind of conspiracy theory, but it's not really a conspiracy theory when you think about it. Because one, all these companies want your ID now. They want your personal information so they can have more of who you are. They want to know exactly who you are, your age, where you're from, and all this stuff. They don't put that on there. Oh, we just want your age, but what it really is they want your age and your name, and then they want to be able to start building a profile so they can get more information on you because it's easy to build a profile when you have someone's ID. You get their name and their age, and then you can, when they swipe their card, you can assume what person is swiping that card. Because a lot of credit card vendors, when you swipe your card, your name goes along with your credit card information. You're not going to be able to just randomly get the credit card information, but they can get the name of what you're buying and the person that's buying that. So now they're going to be trying to get your like what you're basically buying, your buying habits, like food you buy often, your gas you buy, how much gas you buy, every so often, places you go, because they can see your places you go. Because whenever you buy something, pretty much gives a geo tag to your credit card company, your location of where you bought it, because you can see that on your credit card statements. And then when you go to a hotel, you present your name, your ID also at the hotel. So now they're trying to build a profile on where you're going, places you go and stay. Maybe if you go and take a cruise or a flight, they want to be able to see all of that because it's all online. So they're gonna be able to find a way to get it to be able to get to advertisers because a lot of these companies already give that information to advertisers, like your like stores, gas stations, airlines, cruise lines, hotels. They give all that information to all these companies so they can advertise to you. So now they have all that information with your name linked to it. Now they have your ID for other sites like Facebook and YouTube and all these other sites. Now they can merge all that information together. Whereas before they were using your IP address and your usage online to create a profile that they were just kind of guesstimating these are the same. This is the same person because he's doing similar activity on from this IP address and then similar activity from this IP address. This IP address seems to be moving around, so that's probably his phone. And then, oh, this IP address stays the same place. That is probably his laptop. Oh, now we know that's the same person, and this is where they live. Now they have their TV also because they're watching. Only thing coming from this IP address is TV, so that means it's their TV. So now we created a profile on them. Now we can send them more advertisement because now we know what they're doing on their phone and on their computer, and then what they're watching on their TV. So now it's even bigger because now they have your ID. So now they can go, oh, we have all his information because now he has to log into his TV, and now he has to verify his ID with his TV. He has to verify his ID with his computer, and he has to verify it on his phone for these websites. Now, you're going to say, well, no, you don't have to verify separately for no, but you have to verify your ID when you go to certain sites, which means every time you log in and you verify your ID to sites that you didn't have to log into before and sites you weren't logged into before. Now they have your ID, now they have your information, they will create a profile of you that way to advertise to you. Because like you could have not logged into YouTube on your TV to watch YouTube videos because you don't really care. You're not logging into your account on YouTube for your YouTube TV app. But now to use it, now you need to give them your ID. So now they can go, oh, that's your account that's linked to this ID. And now we have your ID on these three different devices. We know who you are. We're going to create a profile of you based on your ID now. Not just based on your IP address or not just based on what you've been watching. Now it's based on actually who you are and your information that's personal. So now we see like it's pushing more towards getting advertisers so they can create a profile of you to advertise to you and sell your data because your data is very pretty much what they make money off of. And Now, the second thing comes in with people using VPNs more often. They weren't being able to do that very often. You can take all of that away because your IP address and all this information keeps getting scrambled. They can't create a profile on you because your information of who you are keeps changing all over the place. So they weren't being able to create profiles on you unless you were locked into something. If you were logged into a website, they'll create the web profile based on you logging into that website and what you do while you're on that website. But now with VPNs, they can't create that profile when you're off that website. They can't track you off that website because your IP address keeps changing and keeps routing through different things. So before, when they can say all the information in one person's house and say this is a person's house, that they live here, they do all these things, that no longer happens because more people are using VPNs in their home and all their computers are going to different places and they're showing us different places. And then some people use a VPN on their router in their house, so their entire house just disappears off their tracking. So with that, they're pushing for this for ID. But here's the thing that's really messed up that a lot of people are really talking about. We already have the technology to verify your age and verify a person without their actual identity. We have two-factor authorization that all these websites already use. Facebook, YouTube, they already have two-factor authorization systems in them. Even my own personal website has two-factor authorization on it, simply because I want to authorize and give access to only one person. So I only want one person to have access. But two-factor authorization has physical keys also. They don't just have that on your phone as an app. They have physical keys that generate that ID number that you need to log in. Now, they could just go and they could just create copy the two-factor authorization and change it and have it be, oh, we're going to use 8 keys, 8 digits instead of 6. And you're only going to be able to authorize with these physical keys now, because no app is they're gonna make it so that, because already when you use two-factor authorization, you have to verify what authorization software you're using before it can let you use your key. So it's not like they add in some major code. They're just going to use a separate one and it's going to say, oh, this one is an 8-digit key instead of 6 digit, and you're using this kind of key, which means you need that key. You can buy that key and you're going to verify that you bought that key. And to buy that key, you're going to have to show your ID, which means you just go and show your ID for, oh, I'm over 18. Then you get your key. Go to the website, create an account. Don't need a name, don't need anything. Just create a blank account. And that's what they can do. They can just say, oh, sign up. Hey, sign up here. You sign up, it goes to the thing, present your authorization key for verification of age. You put it in once, it links, and you put it in again, authorize. Log in, you go in, use the website. The next time you come, you have to do the same thing because the website will simply delete your account after like 12 hours or something like that. It'll just delete that so that the next person, you just have to log in and do it again. It's not keeping you any information of who that person was logged in. It's not keeping any of that information, but it is authorizing that that person is still of age. And the great thing about it is if you use the key like this, it doesn't link to your actual age. It just says you are over 18. That's all the key would say. You're over 18, you can lock it. That's it. I'm not going to go, oh, well, they can sell different keys for different ages. No, just one key, over 18. That's it. That's all it has to be. All these websites, once they have over 18, they just add this authorization for the two-factor, and that's it. They're done. No more. We have the verify ID. Nope. You have the two-factor authorization added, enabled, and you're done. I literally added two-factor authorization to my personal website in 10 seconds with a plugin for WordPress, and that's it. Log it. Done. That's it. I say there's not a lot of information. There's not a lot of development that they have to do in order to enable something like a two-factor authorization, and that would be it. Yeah, you would have to sell keys, but At the same time, you could start off with an app that's issued by the government that only the government has. But it would not stay on an app because we all know all apps get hacked, all information keeps getting breached online. So I don't think going for a real ID and all this stuff is a good idea. I think they should just have you do a two-factor authorization that you're going to do a physical key, and that's it. No more of all this extra keeping your personal information because it's online. Things go missing online all the time. Things leak online all the time. It's not a good idea to start storing personal information for everybody just to access your website online because it will be hacked. And we've seen from T recently that it will get a lot of people make stupid mistakes and leave things unsecure. We've seen what Apple, banks, everything, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Apple, Microsoft, they've all been hacked and they've all lost their data. So we've seen that they will not be able to store your information safely for very long. And to all the people that say, oh, they're doing this for the kids, they're doing this for the kids, Roblox right now proves that it's not for the kids because if it was for the kids, Roblox will be in a lot more trouble right now. Facebook will be in a lot more trouble right now because the stuff that happens on Roblox and Facebook that people keep getting arrested for shouldn't be happening if all this stuff, all this outrage online was for the kids. Miss me with that lie. Fix the other stuff first and then come back and say, oh, it's for the kids. Anyway, that's all I had to say. It's a quick video, not even edited anything, no thumbnail or anything. See you guys later. Have a good day.